Today is our Tuesday empowerment. And as you are shifting and growing in everything that you're doing, I wanted to share this powerful, powerful shift with you that will literally, when I say literally, I mean literally change your life. Great morning, great morning. This is a great time to share this live. Listen, this is a great time to let somebody know it's 7 o'clock. You up. Come on in and let's start our day with something powerful, with something that will shift our life. So, the topic for today is you're living in what you've been thinking. You are living in what you've been thinking. I want to start with a question. Have you ever looked at your life and thought, how did I get here? Maybe financially, maybe in your relationships, maybe in your business, maybe in your marriage, maybe emotionally, maybe in things you've gone through in life, maybe even in your job. I'm going to tell you something today that may stretch you, right, Aaliyah? It may even challenge you. It may even shift the way that you've been thinking about things. But if you receive it, it will change everything. You are living in what you've been thinking. And you may be saying, like, how could I be living in what I've been thinking? Well, Shanika, we're going to talk about it today. I'm going to share that with you. Okay, so your current reality, it didn't start with your bank account. Your current reality didn't start with whatever experiences that you're having right now. Your current reality and your relationship, it didn't start with literally what you're seeing right now. It did not start in your circumstances. It didn't start with even with your actions. It started with a thought. Somebody just drop in the chat thought. It started with a thought. Because every result in your life was first a thought, and it repeated itself long enough that it became a belief. Okay? And beliefs build lives. Builds lives. Here's the good news. If your thinking helped create your current reality, then new thinking can create your future reality. Come on, somebody. Isn't that the great news? That is the great news. Now, I want to show you something that will probably give you goosebumps because this isn't just spiritual. This isn't like just motivational. Like this science has proven that your mind creates your reality. So there was a psychologist, and this psychologist, he literally did an experiment with soldiers, and he told all the soldiers that they were marching different amount of miles. So the psychologist conducted a study with the soldiers. He marched them all the same distance of 20 miles, right? But he told one group that they were marching 10 miles. He told another group that they were marching 20 miles. And he told another group that they were marching 30 miles. But they all really marched the same distance with the same boots on the same terrain. And at the end, when he took the readings and the physiological readings, their heart rate, their muscle fatigue, their cortisol levels, this is what he found. They didn't respond to the actual mileage that they marched. They responded to what they had been told and what they had been thinking. The soldiers were told were told they marched 30 miles, were physically depleted beyond the others, even though they all marched 20 miles. The soldiers that were told they only marched 10 miles, they recovered faster, but they marched 20 miles, the same march. Different realities in their head, different outcomes in their bodies. Your mind is so powerful, but wait, it's even more remarkable. And y'all, there are hundreds and thousands of studies on this, okay? So in England, researchers told patients that they were being given a toxic drug and that it might cause them to lose their hair. Okay? So 50% of the people received the drug. 50% of the people received a placebo. That's just a sugar pill, meaning there's no drugs in it whatsoever, Lana. No drugs in it whatsoever, Jackie. Britt, they just received a placebo. Okay? So half received a drug, half received a placebo. They told them that what they were giving them was something that was a strong, really powerful drug. It could cause hair loss. Guess what happened? 30% of the people that received the fake drug, sugar, absolutely nothing, they still lost their hair. They received absolutely nothing, but it's like giving somebody a Tic Tac. They got a Tic Tac And because they were told that this thing causes people to lose their hair, in their mind, they were thinking, I'm going to lose my hair. This is going to cause me to lose my hair. And they lost their hair because of their thoughts. Okay? So, as Dr. Wayne Dyer said, we have the ability and capacity through the way we use our minds and the way we process things and events to make our lives totally shift and change around. I want you to think about one area in your life right now that is not producing the results that you would love. Just think of one area that you're like, not my favorite. And then I want to ask you, in your own time today, write out, what have I been thinking about this area? What are my thoughts been? One time I had a business and I didn't feel like it was producing the results I wanted it to produce. But my thoughts, then I realized I started applying this and I realized that my thoughts about it were negative. I felt like, it was draining my regular bank account and all these things, my thoughts were negative. And so I realized that every time I thought about that business, I wasn't like in this happy place. So I started changing my thoughts and saying, when I think about this, I'm going to think this instead. And this is what I'm going to speak instead. Do you know within just a short amount of time, that business began to manifest more money than ever because I started changing my thoughts about it. Instead of allowing your thoughts to be based on the current reality, use your thoughts to shift your reality. See, that's the thing. Like we're thinking that it's justified, or maybe we just don't know. And so we use our thoughts to literally just think about the things that are already happening instead of using your thoughts to create what you actually want to happen. You are so powerful. You literally get to create. You get to create. You don't have to live that way. Okay. So hear me clearly. Your mind is not a passenger in your life, it is the driver. Your mind is not a passenger in your life. It is the driver. I was listening to tons of people like Steve Harvey talks about it. He talked about how he started changing his thoughts and manifested Marjorie, changing his thoughts and manifested his dream house, changing his thoughts. And so many things are shifting in his life. If you keep thinking I'm broke and it takes a long time to make money and all these other things, it's going to take me a long time to be successful or for my life to change or to find a man. That's exactly what's going to happen for you because you are not using your thoughts to create the reality that you want. And I know it, when I first started out, it could feel difficult. So I had to write out what I choose to believe. I literally have my notebook right here, y'all. I literally started writing out pages of I choose to believe blank. I choose to believe this. I choose to believe that. And I wrote a list of like 12 things that I choose to believe instead of what I had been thinking because of what I had been seeing. Yes, Adnithia said, use your thoughts to think about what you want to happen instead of what is actually happening. Yes, ma'am, sis. Yes, yes, and yes. Okay, so let me show you how it works. There's something I teach called the result cycle. And it goes like this. Your thoughts are going to fuel and funnel your feelings. So when you think of this certain thought, what happens? You start to feel that way. And then it fuels your actions. Well, when you feel that way, then you start to act a certain way. And then that creates your results. But you can change it at any time. And then your results reinforce your thoughts, and the cycle just goes over and over and over and over again. If you're listening, drop cycle in the chat. That is the results cycle. Cycle. Even if you're watching a replay, drop cycle. So let me make this real. If you have the thought, I never have enough, how are you going to feel? You're going to feel fear. You're going to feel scarcity. You may feel anxiety. And then what's the action? You start playing small, undercharging, not investing, because you don't feel like if you use money, it's going to come back to you. You're like, oh, I got to hold on to all this. I can't do this. I can't do it. Right? And then what is the result? Then you still don't have enough money. And then you go back to your thought and like, see, right? I never have enough money. I never have enough. No, it started with your thought. It started with your thought. Good morning, Lana. So when that happens, your mind says, see, I knew it. But nothing changed because the original thought never changed. So today is a day that you want to begin to change your original thoughts and to write out what you believe and make a decision. I choose to believe everything is working out for my good. I choose to believe that every time that I spend money, that more money is coming back to me. You know, the law of circulation. I choose to believe that God gave me the power to create wealth, and I am creating wealth every day, especially today, in my thoughts, in my feelings, in my actions, in the way I speak, and how I'm led. Okay? So just think about those soldiers. They marched the same road, but two different thoughts produce completely different physical realities. You're not responding to life, you're responding to your thinking about life. Let me tell you this quote that one of my mentors says. They said, the problem is never the problem. What you're thinking about the problem is the problem. Hello, somebody? I'm going to say it one more time. The problem is never the problem. What you're thinking about the problem is the problem. All right. So also your thoughts are running your feelings. Your feelings are influencing your behaviors, and your behaviors are producing your outcomes. And the cycle keeps going until you interrupt it. All right, so here's the neuroscience. Your brain is constantly creating neural pathways. Think of them like highways, okay? Every thought you think repeatedly makes the highway stronger. It strengthens the highway. It paves it again. And if you spent 20 years thinking I'm not enough, 20 years thinking I always struggle, 20 years thinking there's no good men out there, 20 years thinking that money is hard, it's going to take a long time to be successful, things won't work for me, I'm not worthy, I'll never have my dream, then your brain has built super highways around those beliefs. And in the spirit realm, we call them strongholds. All right. But this is where things get sobering. Your brain doesn't just hold those beliefs, it defends them. Because it's trying to tell you that if you've told it something over and over, it's going to say, that's right. Let me help you defend this thing. And that's called confirmation bias. Your brain literally scans your environment looking for proof that what it already believes is true. If you believe you're behind, your brain notices everyone else getting ahead. If you believe money is hard, your brain notices every bill. You believe opportunities don't happen for people like you, your brain ignores every open door. The brain is like a search engine. So if you type in, why am I unsuccessful? It'll give you 1,000 answers. Your brain responds to the questions you ask it. That's why the quality of your life can be determined by the quality of the questions you ask. Here's the revelation, and don't miss this. Neuroplasticity tells us that the brain can change. You can build new highways, you can think new thoughts, you can build new beliefs, you can create new emotional patterns, and you can produce new results. You are not stuck. Your brain is adaptable. The life you live today, if you would love a radically more amazing life in the next year, you can literally, in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, literally, you can start today changing what you think, thinking new thoughts, and you will watch your life radically shift. Your future is not determined by past programming. Your future is not determined by what Day Day and Nakim and Bootsy and little Johnny or Daddy or the teacher or the coach or the other person did to you. Your future is not determined by who walked, who stayed. Your future is not determined by your trauma. Your future is not determined by your past programming. You that are hearing this today have the full decision and awareness to never be the same. So how do you change it? Here are 3 steps. Audit the thought. When a result shows up in your life that you don't love, don't start with the result. Start with the thought beneath the result, because your life is always answering one question. What have you been thinking long enough to become? What have you been thinking long enough for it to become tangible in your life? Okay, so think about what you're thinking about. Step 2, interrogate the thought. Before you let any thought take up permanent residence in your mind, put it on trial. Ask, would I like this thought to create my life? Ask yourself that today. Well, what you've been thinking about. Do I want this thought to create my life? Not, is this thought true? Not, is this thought familiar? Not, can I validate this thought? But would I like this thought to create my life? Would I like this thought to multiply and create more of itself in my life? Would I like this thought to multiply and create more of itself in my life? If the answer is no, halt. Stop. Send off the alarms, okay? Because some thoughts feel true because they're old as well, not even because they're right. Number 3, replace the thought and feel the new one. This is where most people miss it. They replace the thought, but they never embody the feeling. You want to think the new thought and feel a new way. Your body has become chemically familiar with emotional stress so much so that it gets used to it. Peace can feel strange. Abundance can feel unsafe. Rest can actually make you feel uncomfortable. You don't just need new information. You want new emotional experiences. So when you replace the thought, sit in it. Breathe in it. Feel what it would feel like if it were already true. That is where transformation begins. Okay? So let me ask you one more time. What are you living in right now? Because your current results, money, health, relationships, living, business, all the things, your current results are giving you clues to what you've thought about. They're showing you what you believed, what you've expected, what you've rehearsed emotionally, which is chemically in your body. The soldiers that marched the same road, they had 2 different realities. The patients that took nothing and their body still responded to what they believed. And the funny thing is that some of the thoughts we think are because people told us something or they said something and we took it in. Just like how they said, this could happen. You've been watching the news. You've been hearing other people say this could happen. And now you're experiencing negative results, not because those negative results were going to happen anyway, but because when you heard those things, you allowed them to get into your thoughts. So right now you're living in the reality of your most repeated thoughts. Here's the truth. You can choose again. A new thought creates a new feeling. A new feeling inspires new action for you, and new action produces new results. You are not sentenced to your past thinking. Your future can begin the moment your thinking begins to change. So everybody, ask yourself today, and we'll be done in just a second. What have I been thinking long enough to become? And if you don't love the life that you're living, you can begin by changing what you're repeatedly thinking today. You were born to win, and I was born to help you do it. Okay? So I want you to get a piece of paper today, journal, write it out. I choose to believe, and make a list of new thoughts that will create the life you would love. I choose to believe that this relationship is amazing and happy and fulfilling. I choose to believe that money comes to me quickly, frequently, and increasing quantities. I choose to believe I always have more than enough. I choose to believe I'm in my best health. All my organs are functioning perfectly. I choose to believe I'm a winner. I am thriving. I am successful. I choose to believe my marriage is, go ahead and speak your things. I choose to believe I am an action taker and I am a magnet. I choose to believe. Okay? Make your list. Make your list. In closing, I want to let you guys know, I'm Tavia Jax. I'm a transformational life and business coach. I'm also a spiritual strategist, but I'm also the CEO of Pop Stars Popcorn. And guess what? This Saturday, we're celebrating 5 years of Pop Stars Popcorn. We're having a block party, and the block party is from 11 to 5. We have bounce houses. We have face painting for the kids. We have some amazing giveaways, gifts, all kind of amazing things, people and vendors that are going to be out here. And we want to see you in the room, in the building. So if you want to know more information about Pop Stars, just go to, I think my bio has Pop Stars in it, but all you have to do in any social media or Google Pop Stars with a Z, popstarspopcorn.com. Okay? Pop Stars Popcorn. We want to see you in the building. It is this Saturday from 11 to 5. Come party with us. 5 years. We thank God for 5 years in business. All righty. If you're virtual and you can't come and can't be there, celebrate with us. Go ahead and even order some popcorn. Today is Tuesday. Order your popcorn. You'll have it by Saturday. Be eating and celebrating with us. Janet said it is so delicious. Awesome. Thank you so much, Janet. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the supporters of Pop Stars over the last 5 years. Thank y'all for showing up. Thank you for telling people about Pop Stars. Thank you to those who have consistently supported us, who have placed orders for your company, who have referred us to other people. Maybe you use Pop Stars for your wedding, maybe for your client gifts. Whatever you use Pop Stars for, we want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you. Our company is making a difference in so many people's lives. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. I hope to see you on Saturday at the block party. Again, it's 11 to 5 at Pop Stars Popcorn. All righty. Love you guys so much. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you next week.